One sec. Hold on. Uh, can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Sweet. Let's do this.
I did, man.
Good. You're looking big.
Oh yeah.
How much you weighing?
Um, 116 this morning. Yeah,
Fuck, is that the biggest you've ever been?
that is the biggest I've ever been. I mean, I've been 119 before, but the quality wasn't the same. Like not even close.
Just kind of like more watery and shit.
Oh yeah. Watery, it's like it's a nice way of putting it.
Fat.
I was fat. I was
Fair. Okay. Fair. I was like, oh, you're probably holding lots of water. It's like, nah, I was just a fat fuck.
Man, yeah, it was out of control. Like I couldn't eat, and I was just like force feeding myself
Mm.
and just chasing the numbers, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's a fucking huge issue people make, and I don't know if you ever coach people and they're like trying to gain. So if you know when you coach someone and they're like losing fat, right? And the scales drop a half kilo, kilo a week, and it's like it's great.
Yeah,
And then they go and they try and gain. And people expect the same rate of gain. Right? And I think that's where people fuck shit up is that when they don't see the scale move half a kilo a week, they think they're doing something wrong. But if you think about that, if you gained a kilo a week for a year, that's 52 kilos. That's
yeah,
fucking crazy.
yeah. I think sometimes it could be emotional as well. Like as you're coming off of that deficit and you're like, oh yeah, like now it's time to eat, you know? Instead of like slowly putting the food back in, they just try and ramp up the food as fast as possible. And that's like one of the mistakes I made. Like, because I hired this coach, right? And
Are you going to name drop?
I could, yeah, but he's Brazilian anyways.
Okay, good.
So like I hired this coach and he's got a lot of Olympians
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, he's the guy, you know, like let's see what's he doing, you know, what's so different from the guys in here in Europe, whatever.
mm,
And I had just finished my competition back in Portugal, and I texted him, sent him everything, like the weight, the pictures, and first thing he sends me is a 6,000 calorie diet. Yeah, like I was lucky because I rebounded properly, so I wasn't taking any clenbuterol anymore,
yeah.
T3, T4. I like with those kind of things, I'm very smart in like tapering off.
Oh, yeah.
But imagine if I was still taking that kind of stuff and or I didn't know how to taper off, and then all of a sudden it just sends me 6,000 calories, right? And I know it was 6,000 calories because like they don't count calories, right?
They just
But
do portions.
yeah, I'm like, okay, let me see how much I'm actually eating here. And when you're starting, you're like I said, you're coming off of a deficit, and all of a sudden you've got 6,000 calories for yourself, right? So I'm like, I'm eating, my body weight's ramping, like it's going fast, it's going up, up. And then all of a sudden, like at 113, I made a mistake of texting him and saying, I'm hungry still. And so he ramps up another 1,000 calories. So at this point, I'm like 7,000,
That's
7,000
that's
calories.
crazy.
It's crazy. Like I don't know how I managed to eat all of that, but
Yeah.
I didn't last 2 months. Like appetite was gone. I wasn't enjoying myself anymore. Like, with food and stuff. Instead of progressively building to those calories and letting your ghrelin sort of like chill.
Regulate, yeah.
Yeah. No, he did the complete opposite. And then like updates were every 2 weeks. And so like whenever I complain about not being able to eat or taking like half an hour to finish a meal, he was like, just eat a pizza, like that will sort it out. And I'm like, how is a pizza going to sort this out? Like, oh yeah, because it's going to regulate your appetite. I don't know what sort of school he went to. I don't know, man. I was confused. Like,
Yeah, well, when he gave you 6,000 calories, you just came off a cut or like, a fat loss phase or a prep or whatever it was that you were doing. And when
yeah,
he gave you 6,000 calories, did he know what you were eating before, like right before you joined?
yeah. I sent him. Yeah, I sent him the diet that I was doing.
So he
Yeah,
doubled that, if not more.
yeah. Because I said, look, is it okay if we keep the same foods? Because like I'm used to eating these foods, you know. And he's like, yeah, sure, like no problem. Um, and he just wraps it up to 6,000, man. It was crazy. Like
That's
it was
crazy.
horrible.
Did you not get fat?
Oh, I did. I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. Man, I don't know if I have a picture here. It's not on my Instagram though, but oh, I know where to find this. Let's open it in here so I can show you.
When you come out of a fat loss phase, well, 6,000 calories is like, oh my God, it's blissful. But
Oh
there
yeah.
does come a point, I feel like there is like a level when you're eating so much food, there's like fatigue. It's not even that like you can't eat it. It's just it's time consuming and it requires like lots of prepping, and lots of time sitting down eating. And I think
Oh
there's
yeah.
like a mental fatigue that accumulates over time with that. And your calories are so high and you have so many meals, like there's only so much more you can push that for so long.
100%. I got the picture here.
Sure.
So let me share. Share. Can you see it?
And that's when you were on 6K. Yeah, you're not that. You're not too. Is that when you're on 6K?
Yeah, so I came to Connor looking like this. Yeah,
Okay.
this was around Christmas. I was 119, 118, like hovering around that.
Okay.
Um, my mind was in complete shambles, man. I was like, Connor, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not enjoying this. And he was like, no, let's start working together. Like, you know,
Yeah.
pull everything out, take 3 days off, no gym, no cardio, and just chill. I'm like, cool. So yeah, that's how I was looking.
And show me how you're looking now then.
So now
Mhm.
this was yesterday.
Whoa! Wow! And
Yeah,
you're only 3 kilos lighter.
yeah, yeah. That's because of the cheat meal I had yesterday.
The like glycogen hypercompensation.
Yeah, no, I was 114 yesterday morning. 114. That's my actual weight.
But it
Yeah,
like your physique composition is like a fucking billion times better. Your
man,
midsection is like everything is just there's so much more detail. Your legs like so much more detailed as well.
100%. Yeah. It's the heaviest that I've ever been with this quality. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Like the upper shelf's like completely different. Um,
Yeah.
I do have a comparison picture here, so you can see like because I was here, yeah. So I was editing a video yesterday. So that was the beginning in April,
Okay.
and this is now on this side.
Wow. Your arms have you been focusing on growing your arms?
No. So biceps, I hit them just once a week. I
Once
do
a
about,
week.
yeah. So biceps, I hit them once a week. So every Saturday I hit my biceps. I do
Okay.
like six sets. Uh, and then my triceps, now I hit them twice a week, but I was doing the wrong movements. So like you see like right here, the long head, right?
Mm.
Can you see my mouse? You can, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, I can see your mouse. Yeah.
All right. So right there, the long head. I was doing I was doing close grip bench pressing, thinking I would hit it. Now I know when you train triceps, like
Uh-huh.
you're gonna hit all three heads of the tricep. Yeah, I know all of that. But there's certain movement patterns that you can focus on a specific head. So
Of
like
course,
anything
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
yeah, anything that's overhead, it's going to be for the long head of the tricep. Anything that's a push down, it's going to be the lateral and a bit of the medial. So that's, I was doing close grip bench pressing, thinking that I would be focusing on right here.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I'm doing something wrong. So
So
I
you were
need
trying
to
to
go
engage
back.
your long head, but you were kind of just working the lateral head,
Yeah,
more so. Yeah. So
yeah,
a way I like to think about it is when you're working your long head, a tricep exercise that does that is one when your elbow goes past your shoulder joint. So if you notice
yeah.
my elbow's past my shoulder joint, that's when you contract. That's when you have the long head in the shortened position, or anywhere where your elbow is above your shoulder.
That's those two movements they just described. That's what I started doing last week. So instead of just the normal push down, the one we know, like upright and all that, I
Yeah.
actually grab two ropes and
So
I
you
come
can
back,
get your elbow behind your shoulder.
chest out, yeah, and I do that. And it's amazing how you don't actually need a lot of weight to fry them up. Like it's crazy. Like I was doing 25 kilograms and I'm like, what? What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah, it's because when you get to that point, that contraction, when you actually when you train triceps, they're one of the few exercises where you actually benefit from locking out. So like if you think of like a bench press or a squat or something like that, or even a bicep curl, when you lock out, you lose tension,
Yeah,
right? When you
yeah,
squat, stand up, lock out, you lose tension. Leg press, you lock out, you lose tension.
yeah.
But when you do push downs like that, when you go all the way back and lock out, that's when you are contracting, and it's so fucking hard. Do you kind
Oh
of get what
man,
I'm
and it
saying?
burns, and it burns.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy. And I think that is why a lot of people struggle to grow specific body parts. And I think like a lot of people like can't grow their chest, right?
yeah,
And that's simply just because the amount of people that go like, oh, how do I grow my chest? I can grow my shoulders, but not my chest. But it's just you're going too heavy and you're not allowing yourself to get a stretch. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when you want to grow a muscle, it needs
yeah,
to stretch. So if I want to grow my chest, I need to stretch it. But my chest only starts to stretch when my hand goes behind my shoulder.
yeah.
So unless I'm doing that, then I'm not really going to be growing my chest. That's why people do like press like this and they can grow their shoulder because their anterior delt stretches early on. But the chest really just gets engaged when you're at the bottom of a movement, but you need to drop
Yeah.
the weight. And if you do like pec deck and you're going like all the way back like that, man, you got to drop that weight.
Oh, not only that, like sometimes even in a stretching position, like you see a lot of dudes just coming forward. No, not coming forward, because if they were coming forward, they would actually be stretching it more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the mistake they make is they don't allow themselves to stretch. So
Yeah.
usually they like I see a lot of guys ego lifting at the gym, like uh, when they're contracting,
They're
they
rolling
come
their shoulders
forward,
forward and shit.
yeah, and their biceps, they're like it seems like they're
Yeah,
moving, like
yeah, because
they're
they have to
closing
push
in,
it in
right?
and go like this with their fucking
Yeah, yeah.
elbows.
And I'm like, I made a video like 2 years ago where I said, guys, like what you really want is to stretch, like you want to fully stretch your chest here,
Yeah.
and then like just keep it like keep your elbows slightly bent, not too much, like just slightly bent, um,
Mm,
and allow yourself to fail in the movement because that's what you want. That's where the stimulus is, like in the failure, right? So don't
100%.
try to stack up. Don't try to stack up as many plates as you can to try and impress, because you're not impressing anybody. Like
No
um,
one gives a fuck. No,
no
like
one cares, literally.
nobody. Everyone's too concerned about how they look. But when, yeah, that's the thing you see, and I think a lot of people. I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of people either overcomplicate it or they just eat like ego lift and they don't really understand what actually builds muscle. And it's like engaging that muscle and going all the way to failure. And I see people, they come into the gym, they throw some weight around, and it's the same weight every time. And they don't realize that your body wants homeostasis. It doesn't really want to grow, right? Because like growing, like through evolution, like we like that evolution doesn't want us to be huge. That needs lots of food, needs lots of resources, lots of recovery, which is something that we didn't have for fucking thousands of years. So essentially, you need to apply a stimulus that on the muscle that is so strong where your body goes, shit, we actually cannot handle what's being given at us, and the stress response is growing. So in order to do that, you need to make sure that you are really engaging, stretching, and contracting the muscle to the point where that muscle cannot do anything. Because that's where your
Yeah.
body goes, fuck, we need to build on that. Because it's breaking down, like it's not able, it can't
Yeah.
handle the stressor.
So that once it happens again, it can handle it.
Exactly. It's
That's
a
why we build
survival
muscle.
mechanism almost, you could look at
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Um, so a lot of people don't know this, but we don't know each other on a personal level. And
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best things about bodybuilding is that it connects people, right?
100%.
So I have a few questions that I want to ask you, and I wanted to take this first episode to kind of just get to know each other and to also give the audience the opportunity of meeting us. Like
Okay,
simple
cool.
questions like why bodybuilding? Like why did you start bodybuilding, and when did you start bodybuilding?
Okay. All right. Well, is that your first question?
That's my first question.
Okay. I actually, I'll tell you, I'll never forget it. I was like 11 years old and I started going for walks with my mother. And I remember we'd go for these walks and it'd be after school or during the summer break. I think it was during the summer break and I was like 12. I can't remember. It was 11 or 12. I was going into secondary school, which would be, what would that be in the States? That would be, what would you call it again? High school. And
High school, yeah.
I just remember going on these walks and I just always felt good after them. And then I kind of started to do this thing with my mother. At the end of the walk, we'd run a little bit just for like the fun and the excitement and like, ooh, exercise, come on, like we do a race. And
Yeah.
I'll just never forget the feeling of like the high, the rush, the buzz, and how good I felt after doing something so small like that. So then comes around secondary school, high school, and there's like the natural thing where it's like, you're 12, 13, 14 years old, like your testosterone starting to raise, there's a bit of competitiveness amongst other guys. And to be honest with you, I never really have or had like a very inspirational story. I just did a little bit of exercise with my mother that inspired me to like, try something new. And then when I came into secondary school, I asked my parents, I said, guys, would I be able to start working out? Like in the room, like doing push-ups and shit? Because I just didn't know like would it stunt your growth and shit like that. I had no idea. And they were like, yeah. And I remember saying it to my brother. And my brother at the time, he's like 4 or 5 years older than me. So he was like 18 years old. He was just a dick to me. And I remember saying, I'm gonna start working out. And he laughed at me. And he laughed at me. We're close now, a really good relationship. Now we always did, but teenage brother, dickhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
start
I have
working out.
I have a
Say
few
again?
I have a few brothers myself, yeah.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Are they older than you?
two of them are, yeah. So I have two older and two younger. So I'm the middle child.
Wait, there's five boys?
Yeah, we're five, yeah.
Any sisters?
No sisters, nah.
Five boys. Wow, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, five boys. All from different well, not all, but one brother is the same mother and same dad, and then different marriages.
Okay.
So from the father's side and from the mother's side.
Oh, okay. So they're all kind of like stepbrothers, but in like different ways. Essentially, is kind
Yeah,
of what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. No, I mean, they're not stepbrothers. They're actually brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They'd
I
be
get what
like,
you're saying.
yeah. So two brothers from my father's marriage. Like once he
Yes,
divorced my mom,
yes,
and
yes.
then
And then
and
two
then
from the other
one.
side.
Yes, yeah.
Do you ever feel? I'll get back to what I was saying, but I'm intrigued by this. Do you ever feel that because the two younger and the two older are kind of from like the different parents in a way, like still the same parents, but you can kind of get where I'm going with this. Do you find that you were ever secluded from them in that way or kind of alienated in any sense or
No, no. I just knew I was like, you mean like parental love kind of thing.
You kind of, or even like not like your two younger brothers being closer to each other than they would be to you, and vice versa with the two older brothers.
No, no, no. I never felt that, to be honest.
Okay, nice. That's
No.
awesome.
Yeah. Um, I knew I was different from all of them though. Like I can feel from like my brothers that I'm the ambitious one. I'm the go-getter.
Right.
Um, I don't know if maybe I was trying to prove something to them or to my family, but it's because I don't have like I didn't actually go to university, so there's always that sort of I don't know initial thought of you're going to be a failure, if you don't go to
So
university,
you
if you
didn't go
don't go
down the
to
generic
college.
path.
So yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to show you that, I'm going to show you who's the failure. And now I'm sitting at 120 kilograms,
Uh,
just pounding 6,000 calories every day.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I guess, I think I don't know about you, but I'm going to presume that you would get motivated when someone says that you're not going to be able to do something. You're like, oh,
Oh
fuck
yeah,
you, let me show
100%,
you.
bro. Oh yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%, yeah.
yeah. So getting back to like your brothers and stuff, and when you told him that you're gonna start working out, like, did you know that you had the genetics that you have today? Like,
My dad used to always say to me when I was 12 years old, oh, Jay's the shoulders on you. I didn't know what that meant. But he was always a big dude. I mean, he's in his late 40s now, and like he can rep like 140 on bench, or what would that be, like 305 in freedom units. But he can, like, he's a pretty fucking strong dude. He's a big dude. And he doesn't train like, he's not religious about his training and stuff or anything like that, but he just always was like that. But I honestly just liked how it made me feel. That's it. I started doing push-ups. I liked how they made me feel. I started doing bicycle kicks. I started watching. I don't know if he would have been around your time, but Mike Chang from Six Pack Shortcuts on YouTube.
yeah,
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 so I used to watch
from that time.
him. Yeah, I used to watch him and do his fucking exercise, something like fucking towel rolls and shit, where you get like a towel and you do bent over rows. So a lot of bullshit, but a lot of exercises that kind of like worked. And I had a six pack when I was like 13. I want to show you. I'll show you here if I'll get this up. I kind of like built muscle pretty quick, and I was always like lean. I don't know if that's because I was a low body fat, or because I was like, or genetics, or because I was just active, probably a bit of both. But it just came on me quick, and I just liked it. It just made me feel good. And I wanted to
Yeah,
continue doing something that made me feel good. And that's pretty much it, like.
going
But
going back to, is it on your Instagram?
it's on my Facebook. I'm gonna screen share it to you right now.
Let me know. Let me
God,
know if you
this is
can do it.
crazy. This is so weird thing to look back at. So, share my desktop and I'll go here. I was
Yeah,
like 13 years old.
yeah, you
Uh,
had abs.
yeah, like I wasn't shredded with the six pack, but I was fucking 13, man. You know what I mean? I was like, I was a kid.
Yeah,
And yeah, sometimes those videos me. So I just fell in love with it. I remember I was like 17 here, I think. 17 natty here as well.
Gymshark
So,
shirt,
huh?
repping the Gymshark shirt.
Yeah, absolutely from a young age. Yeah, fucking yeah, that's
Yeah,
it, man. And yeah, I just kind of it's like I just fell in love with it. It just made me feel good. Everyone wants to look good, right? Everyone wants to
yeah,
be strong and fit. Nobody doesn't. And I like the feeling of effort. I like when something is hard and feels strenuous, because it's just there's just that mental thing where it's like when you can do something that a lot of people be too afraid to do, or not able to have like this, like the perseverance and stuff. It gives you the sense of pride and accomplishment that makes life just a bit more fulfilling.
yeah. And going back to that
Mm.
Mike Chang thing, six pack shortcuts, I think that's something that, man, like I was thinking about that the other day. It's so funny. Like the amount of information that young lads have today. compared to what we had.
Oh,
Bro, that's all we had. We had bodybuilding.com, Arnold blueprint to massive arms.
yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if you
that.
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Mike Chang, six pack shortcuts. Yo, Elliot from did you follow that guy?
Oh,
Yeah,
like he was kind of
Elliot.
military style almost the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
5x5. Oh, like he's all alpha now, alpha male, this and that. Like the Hodge twins. I don't know if you remember the Hodge
yeah. I
twins.
do. I do. Of course, I do. Yeah,
Man,
like Brandon Carter. You have. Who else do you have? Oh, you've got. There's so many of them.
there's so many. And man, I look back and I'm like, everyone, like even they have AI, bro. You
I
can
know.
literally ask AI, like, can you write me a diet plan? And can you like what's like
Yeah.
I remember being 16, so that's when I started training. I started training. I always give people 2 dates. My first day at the gym when I was 16, and when I actually started bodybuilding when I was 21-ish.
Okay.
Um, I remember in the UK we call it college. You guys call it secondary school, right?
Mm.
Um, I remember leaving college,
Okay.
going home. Actually, so from college, I went to train. So I trained. I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing like an upper lower split. So the gym setup was they would have all of the upper body machines on one side and then all of the leg machines in the other, right? So
Yeah.
in the opposite side. So I would do all of the upper body machines, go home, come back the next day, all of the lower body machines, take a day off. I didn't know what I was doing, right?
Hmm.
So I would go home and I would just research
Mm.
like
Yeah.
Jim Stepani, uh, like where he started explaining things in blocks and mesocycles and whatever, and then um, six-pack shortcuts, like just trying to get big, man.
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
you ask the personal trainer, like I made a mistake of going to a personal trainer where he was definitely like genetically gifted. First of all, he was probably like Nigerian or something like that, so he was huge, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'd be
Some
like,
fucking
I'd be
jeans,
like,
man.
what do you do, bro? He's like, just eat. Like all I did was just eat my mom, like he was like, oh, like African food's a lot of protein. And I'm like, okay, where do I get some African food?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the advice was just eat whatever. That's all we had, bro. Just eat whatever. And I'm like, so I would go home. My mom, she used to kill me for this. Like, um, she would cook dinner for everyone, and I'd literally like just eat half of it, thinking that I had to,
She would like leave it in the wok or some shit, and you'd like,
bro. Like I would, like when I started working at 17 years old, she was like, "You need to start giving me money. Like I this can't go on. It can't go on. It's not sustainable for us. You know, um,
I was the exact same for me. Yeah.
yeah, she would buy like the breaded chicken breast, put it in the oven.
Mhm.
A pack, it's like six chicken breasts or something like that.
Yeah.
I would eat four of them, and we were like a big family. She'd be like, Francisco, like you gotta stop. This is insane. Like what you're doing, you're gonna kill yourself. And I'm like, no, mom, just try to get big, just try to look like Arnold. Um, but man, yeah, like today, everyone just so the information that they have, like people should be grateful for it. Like,
I agree. I agree, but with that as well, though, I feel like yeah, see, I don't know if this is like the older generation looking at the newer generation being like, oh, they're all lazy fucks or whatever. But I feel like people don't want to lift heavy shit anymore because of all the exercise science. Like if you now I did computer science in college. I love science. I fucking love it. I learn about it all the time. But and especially science of training and nutrition. But there's so much of that when you look like Jeff Nippard and stuff like that now that it's kind of like swaying people
too
away
much.
from the idea that
Yeah,
working fucking hard is what gets you a result. And it's
yeah,
like fucking setting the cable at this angle instead of this angle and twisting your hand like this when you're fucking stretching out with the row or some shit to engage your rear delt. And
Yeah.
all this stuff is technically true and it does help, but nobody has that like animalistic urge to just fuck some metal around the place. You like lift
Yeah.
some heavy shit. And I feel like the best physiques I've ever seen, me personally, are from like the 80s to the early 2000s. Mid 80s, early,
Yeah.
you have like Dwayne Yates and Coleman and all them guys. And I just think that they didn't have that, but
No.
they didn't need it. But do you want to know what they did that a lot of people don't? Is they just trained really hard. And of course, Ronnie Coleman's kind
They
of
lifted.
trying to get too hard, but you know,
No, there's definitely a middle ground. I think
there is, yeah.
the answer is in the middle ground.
It
But
is.
like you being able to like yesterday, one of my clients, he said it like, can you swap the bent over row for something else? Because I feel like it's like I can't feel my back when I'm doing it. And I'm like, I try to tell him like sometimes it's not about feel, it's just about rowing. You know, because when you go heavy, you will engage something,
And I
right?
think when you do those heavy movements, you engage like ancillary muscles, like smaller ones as well, that
Yeah.
you won't get when you do like a plate loaded
Oh,
unilateral
definitely.
row. You just
Or yeah. And I said, look, I'd love you to keep it, especially because of your erectors. But
mm.
if you want to change it, like, you know, you have to go with you have to
If the
play
client
with
is
how
enjoying what you're doing, what you're giving them, they're not going to
yeah,
fucking stay and they're not going to do the shit. So it's better for
yeah,
them to do
yeah,
something that is a bit more adhered to what they like. But that's the point. That's actually a really good topic to discuss. I might actually discuss that on my Instagram where like people think like the pump and like feeling the muscle is what grows muscle, and it's not. They're indicators that something that you're kind of like you're going the right way. But what builds muscle is just mechanical tension over a period of time.
yeah,
That's it. It's just stress and load on the muscle over time, and then you increase that stressor by increasing the weight, increasing the reps, adding an extra set, or putting a tempo in, pausing the rep when there's at a point where there's a lot of stress. But like all of those don't really make you feel it more. They just stress the muscle a little more. And a bent over row, the reason why you don't feel a bent over row, I think, is because you're more fucking concerned with like just like moving that shit. It's heavy fucking weight. Like you're stabilizing your core, your quads, everything's being used. So you're not like there to be able to sit and go, oh, I can feel the squeeze there. You're just, I gotta
yeah,
move this shit. Like you're thinking of driving, and it
yeah,
takes away from that, but it doesn't take away from the efficacy of the movement.
yeah. 100%. Have you ever seen Dorian bent over rowing, blood
It's
and
fucking
guts?
crazy. And he does it like underhand as well.
Do you really think he's worried about his form? Like
No.
like Hadi Choopan as well. Like I've seen Hadi bent over rowing. I don't know. It was plates on plates, man. It's crazy. And
Yeah.
they literally just,
Yeah. Yeah.
bro, they're just lifting. Like they don't care. They
Yeah,
don't
well,
care.
yeah, dude, that's it, you see, because like again, there's something that those exercises do. And what I also think they do as well is provided your form doesn't like completely break down and like you look like a scared cat if you're like deadlifting or rowing or something, that gives you functional strength and like functional like health to your body that like when everything's assisted and stuff and you're not using your joints, your tendons, your muscles aren't working with stability really because they don't need to because they're already stabilized by the machine itself and the padding. I feel like there's just functional strength that you just don't get from those movements. And I think you just need to have something like that in your training. If you really want to be truly big and truly strong, then you have to have something like that in your training.
Yeah. Um, no, I 100% agree with you. That's why I love the top set and back off set sort of
Yeah, me
approach
too.
because you get to go and do the heavy stuff
Yeah.
and then when once you do a back off, it's more of a um okay, let me focus a bit more on the contraction and the eccentric part of the movement now.
Yes.
So would that be the kind of training style that you're going for, like these days?
Yeah, good question. So I grew up. when I went into the gym. So I joined the gym when I was like 15, right? And I actually, it was the day after my 15th birthday. And funnily enough, my mother brought me. So she was actually a really big part of my initial fitness journey, which I'm truly grateful for. But she brought me to the gym and I signed up. She kind of said, like, let him in. Like, please, he really wants to go to the fucking gym. Just let him in. And this guy lets me in. I think it was John was his name. Big dude. Like, or at least, you know, when you're young and you look at someone who's got like a small bit of muscle, they look like fucking monsters. So in my
Yeah,
mind, he's like an absolute monster. But I'd say if I saw him now, I'd be like, okay, you look like you go to the gym. But anyways, I joined and then these fucking two dudes, I'll never forget, the first time I went in, they laughed at me. And I actually still know their faces to this day. I know who they are, but who's laughing now, lol. But anyways, I went in and one of the first things I did was I deadlifted. Just tried it. Just pick something up, pick the bar up off the floor. And I think I maxed it and it was like 80 kilos and it was like the hardest thing in the world. But I loved it. I was like, that is so fucking fun. So, anyways, long story short, I started kind of doing powerlifting. I love squatting, benching, deadlifting, and I pretty much fell in love with that first. So I was doing things like there's old powerlifters. There's like Yuri Belkin. There's the 531. If you've ever done that before, there's that was Enson's 531. There was Johnny Candido. I used to do his program loads, and I still do it every now and then. But that was more powerlifting focused. Now I'm kind of leaning towards bodybuilding focused training because powerlifting can be very monotonous. But I do a mix. So how it works is this. On my pull session, or for example, maybe a lower session, I'll have some barbell squats. But on barbell squats, I'll have one top set that's like 2 to 4 reps. So like not really much hypertrophy at all, or maybe 3 to 5 or something like that. And then I'll have 2 or 3 back offs that are like 8 to 10 reps. So that way I'm kind of getting that like itch scratched of just wanting to move something fucking heavy and
yeah.
like getting stronger, but also getting the hypertrophic benefits of higher reps. So that's how I
Mhm.
would do it. And then I do my accessories, which are all like anywhere between 6 and 12 reps.
Yeah, interesting. Um,
What about you?
even J, even JP,
Oh, I
JP,
fucking
right?
love him. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
says everything works, bro. Like everything works. I've seen him stiff leg deadlifting for 4 reps,
I
and
think he
some
was
of
doing
these
preacher
movements.
curls for like 3 the other day.
Yeah. So it's like that's what he preaches. It's like whatever you decide to do, it's what it works. There's no such thing as um, one style of training. Uh, like there's no such thing as just one type of training for max hypertrophy. Like it doesn't work like that because your body
Yes.
needs to adapt, right?
Yes.
Um, what I do is top set back off. And that's why, like when I mentioned that I train biceps just once a week, and you're like, once a week, bro, why? Like how? Like my style of training is, I like to do it from Monday to Saturday. So I do 2 days on, one off, 3 days on, one off. Right?
Two on one off, 3 on one off. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so for those of you who don't understand, I train for 2 days and then I rest one, and then I train for 3 days and I rest one. So I get to have a rest day in the middle of the week, so that would be a Wednesday, and then on Sunday I get to spend time with my family at home, right? Well, Marcella's not here right now, but that was the idea, right? And then I just got used to that. So for body parts that I'm focusing on, I train them twice a week, and
Okay.
then all of the rest I'll just maintain, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So that's why biceps, I can just stimulate them in one session, 5 to 6 sets, and I'm good. Because
Mm.
then again, when you're training back, yes, you are stimulating the tricep. Of course, there is bicep. Did I say tricep or bicep?
Bicep.
There is bicep movement, right? It's not direct. It's
Yeah,
not
but
a
it's a
direct
secondary muscle.
stimulus, but it is exactly. It is a secondary muscle. Uh, but because I'm focusing on my triceps right now, what I'll do is Monday I'll hit back and triceps, right?
Okay.
Um, Tuesday, I'll hit leg session with a more of an emphasis on my hamstrings. Um, and then again, my quads. I feel like they do overpower my legs, and so I'll just hit them. I'll just do like one direct stimulus, and that would be the leg extension. All
I'm
of
the
the rest,
exact same there.
yeah,
Yeah,
all of the rest, it's hamstring and glute focused.
I'm the
Uh,
same.
and then I rest. I always like to rest after a leg day, and then I come
Hmm.
back and I do a push with three chest movements. So again, chest hitting once a week only. So three chest movements, two shoulder movements, and then
Yeah.
two tricep movements.
Okay.
Uh, and then on Friday, I'll hit my back and my posterior chain, so my hamstrings.
Hmm.
And then I go back Saturday and I'll do shoulder and bicep
Wow.
workout.
I'm pretty much the exact same. How I work is I will train. So I kind of do like push pull legs, and then I'll rest, and then I'll do an upper and lower. So it kind of works like this. So but I'll do pull before push. I don't like doing push, pull, and then legs, because on pull I will do like a row or a deadlift, and then legs I kind of like having like an RDL in there as well. Because
Yeah,
so
if
I
I
don't
was
like
doing
doing
push pull
deadlifts and
legs,
rows and then RDLs the next day because my erectors are just fucked. So
yeah,
I'll do
no,
like pull,
I'm the
push.
same.
Yeah,
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 I'm
yeah.
the same. If I was doing a PPL, would definitely be pull push legs and not push
So
pull
much
legs.
better. It's so much
Oh
better.
yeah, yeah. You give your erectors a break. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and I
agree
think
with
that's why people get like issues when they're doing like push pull legs. I first of all I think that it's hard to recover, very hard to recover from like that frequency, because it's become such a bro split, and people are in there like training 2 hours a session. If you're in the gym 2 hours doing push pull legs rest push pull legs rest, and you're actually training hard for those 2 hours, then you are
you. You're
doing
fried.
way too much in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a I don't remember who said this, but he used to say if you don't look forward to your rest days, you're not training hard enough.
Yeah. I am the
Bro,
same after legs.
bro,
You said after legs that you need to rest. When I do a leg day, it's like I actually come out of the gym. I usually feel like nauseous, have a headache for like half an hour, like
you
when I'm
can't
when I'm
eat.
in the car. I remember I did one yesterday, and I was in the car. I was like, oh, my head is killing me. I went back and I had to lie down. I was like, I worked
Yeah,
through, but I was like, I need to fucking nap first because my head was. I'm just fucked after them, and like it's
yeah.
just. It just completely empties that. Like, I need to lift weights. It completely empties that. And the rest is needed. So I think you're completely right. If you're like, I find it hard to have a rest day, it's like you're just not training hard then. You're just not.
I think that's reality for most people. Um, but yeah, I'm usually at work and I'm dozing off, bro. At work, I'm like, yeah, I need to walk around. I don't know, like I'm
You
falling
need to get some
asleep then.
fresh air, some shit.
Oh man, it's insane.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's insane.
Mm.
Um, so Bradley, you're a young dad.
I
How
am
do
a young
you
dad. And do
you
you
are a
have
young
any
dad?
kids?
I don't have any kids, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the usually what I tell people is I want to, but my neighbors, they just had their firstborn right now. And when she starts crying in the morning, I'm second guessing, man. I'm like, do I really want kids?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do I
Well,
really
yeah,
want
yeah. Well, you
kids
probably don't
crying
want
at
someone
7 o'clock in
else's
the morning?
kid, but you might want
I don't
your
know.
own.
But how do you like how do you bodybuild and still be able to take care of your family, being a dad?
Oh, good question. Good question, but a simple answer is like, why couldn't I? Like, so what is
Because like
bodybuilding?
yeah, I agree with you. Like, but I feel like it's better to ask from someone that's actually a father, because most of the times what you hear people saying is, oh, once you have a kid, all of that goes out the door.
Yeah,
Like
I've heard that before, and I heard some people saying it to me. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you straight. People say, "Hold on, I'm just gonna charge my mic and see if you can still hear me." Can you still hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
Okay,
good.
you can
You're
still
good.
hear me. Okay, great. That's great. So people say that, once you have a kid, you don't have time for anything like that. When Molly was born, after she got christened, so she got baptized, and she was, oh God, was she 8 weeks old? I think she's about 8 weeks old. For 4 to 5 months, the day after that, she woke up anywhere between, it was up to 15 times a night. That's not a joke. I swear to God, that isn't, I'm not exaggerating. That's not me like exaggerating that in any way. And I mean waking up crying and having to like settle her back to sleep. Up to 15 times. You'd be looking at a minimum of 8. So you, you're getting sleep in like 30-minute bouts over the course of 12 hours. Now, what we would do is Kerry would let me then sleep from like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. till like 5 a.m. Then when she wakes up around 5, I would take her up until 8 or 9, and then Kerry would then get 3 or 4 hours. So I was getting probably 3 or 4 hours of consistent sleep a night for 4 months because of our newborn, and I still got up and I still went to the gym every single day, or at least whenever I needed to go. And the reason why I did that, and the reason why I did that, one, because I fucking love it and I don't give a fuck how I feel. I used to go out on like nights out and like fucking be up to no good, get 2 hours sleep, and I go into the gym. But the reason why I really did it this time is because when you exercise, and this is what people need to understand, you get energy. Do you get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
gave me a boost. So if I got up and I was tired, I was like, I'll get to the gym, I'll have a nice coffee, I'll do 40 minutes, I'll go on the Stairmaster for 15 minutes. That would give me such a boost that would carry me through the day. And if I didn't do that, I would have felt so much worse. Now, I wasn't able to go and lift fucking crazy heavy shit. I had to
No.
taper that back, but
Yeah.
just enough so that you get that rush and you get that like dopamine boost, and the reduction in fatigue. And it's scientifically proven that exercise offsets sleep deprivation or the effects of it.
Hmm.
So that's why I did it. And the reason why I still do it now, or the reason why I still make time for it now is one, it leads by example. So in the years to come, I want to have more kids. I want to have like a nice big family. It's a dream of mine. I want them to live a lifestyle where they want to exercise, they want to look after themselves, they care about like how they look and how they feel, because that's the society we live in, right? And I also, it makes me feel good. Exercise, lifting weights, eating good food, like doing that shit and living that life makes me feel really good. And when I feel good, I'm better around my partner, I'm better around my daughter. So it's actually better for them for me to live this lifestyle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Was that why you, in terms of competing, was that why you started having second thoughts about it because of
Yeah,
the way you
so
felt
that's
during your
another.
prep?
I've got a crazy story about the first time I did a prep. If you want to hear it.
Oh no, yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So I also want to ask you a bit about your kind of journey with bodybuilding. So I'm going to get through this, and then I want to ask you as well.
Yeah.
But when I first did a prep, which was last year, I was aiming to do a competition that was 2 weeks before Kerry, my partner's due date for Molly, our daughter, which is
Hmm.
already a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I wanted to do it because I was just I'm driven. I just like taking on shit that most people would say like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to do that." But I did, and it was going well. It was going well, but I just felt I was becoming kind of selfish because it is selfish.
It is.
You're saying no to doing fun things because you can't. I remember sitting down and seeing much movie. No, I gotta go get my steps in. I have to go get them in. I'd be up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, like going to get like doing some cardio and shit like that. And, like although there's parts of that lifestyle that are good for you, it's bodybuilding is very extreme. It's very, very, very extreme. And she was so fucking supportive throughout the whole thing, even though I drove her through the ringer, and she was fucking pregnant with our firstborn. Anyways, I stick it out. Physique is looking good, right? And we're 2 weeks out. I was actually with Connor.
Hmm.
So we were 2 weeks out, and then I get gastroenteritis and the norovirus. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that is.
No, no.
So it's a stomach.
Gastroenteritis, I know it's like you can't eat. Like
Yeah,
it's
you
very
can't eat.
sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Your stomach is fucked. But I got the norovirus, and if anyone knows what that is, it is horrible. I was shitting and puking every 5 minutes. It was like, it was extreme. 2 weeks out from the show, I got it. Went from I was like the mid 90 kilos is when I started prepping. I think it was like 92, which for my height is still a decent bit of weight. I because I'm like 5'6", I'm not tall, but I got down to 81, and I was like ready. It was just like a bit of dehydration, and then like fucking loading back up on carbs. That's all that needs to be done. I went from 82 to 71 and a half kilos in 5 days. And
Yeah.
that was ready to step on stage, pretty much. That's
Yeah.
how dangerous it was.
It could have killed you.
I'll continue. So I was in the hospital, I was getting IV hydration and stuff, and I remember, man, I was in the hospital going in and out of the bathroom every 5 minutes. I would sit on the toilet, my stomach would be so sore from like shitting that I'd pass out. I'd wake up still on the toilet like maybe 10 seconds later, and I get sick in the sink. And then Kerry was there holding me because I couldn't walk. I lost the ability to walk. I could not walk. She had to hold me, and she was 38 weeks pregnant because it was around the time of the show at this point, or 37 weeks, something like that. And I'll never forget it. It was the most like fucking demoralizing thing I've ever experienced in my life. And that was when, I just realized that like everyone thinks they're invincible, and when you're young and stuff, you just think you can fucking do anything and get away with it and stuff. But you're invincible until you're not. And being humbled like that was honestly a really great thing that happened to me, although it was dangerous. But then I came around, but my weight jumped up so fast. Now you can rebound off of being so severely dehydrated and sick, and also being like ready to step on stage. So I was eating like crazy. I was just thinking my body just needs food. I was sick. I need to eat. I need to eat. Ate so much food. My weight jumped up like 10 kilos again in like a fucking week. So I went back up to like 81, 82. And one morning I was just in the kitchen talking, and my vision went blurry. Things started to kind of like zoom out, and like my vision became very like my peripheral vision like opened up a lot, and things kind of like my perception was really skewed, and everything looked distorted. And then five
Yeah.
seconds later, I collapsed, and I choked on my tongue on my kitchen floor, and I collapsed into Kerry's arms again. So now she's like there going through all this again. So then I'm there and I can't breathe. And then my sister's partner, he fucking put me into the recovery position. And then I woke up and everything was like flashing. Everything was flashing. It was like strobe. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. And that was the only point in my life where I thought I was going to die.
And you were lucky because he was there.
I was very lucky because he was there.
Man, that's one of the things I'm mostly afraid of is like my wife, she works abroad, right?
Yeah.
And I'm constantly by myself here. And sometimes I think to myself, what if something happens to me, you know? Like so like yeah, like I mean that's a fear of mine. Like I sometimes I'm like, man, if something happens, I'm done for.
Yeah.
You know, like an extra IU of insulin. I don't know.
Oh man, oh no, you'd be like fucking who's that fella? That reminds you of that guy. Who's that guy with like 20,000 nanogram per deciliter test levels? Something Dallas
Dallas McCarver.
yeah, that was
Dallas
crazy.
McCarver, wasn't it? Wasn't that like his name? A
Yeah, Dallas
24-year-old.
McCarver, yeah. But shit like that, like I think people over exaggerate the the danger of shit like that. Now, it's not to say there's no danger. When you abuse anything, it becomes dangerous, including gear, fucking diuretics, all that shit can become really dangerous. But there's such a difference in use and abuse. And these people that you hear of dying and shit were probably abusing so much shit.
I think with insulin, they just get comfortable
Mhm.
because they think they've nailed it. They're like, oh no, I know what I'm doing. And that's the tricky part of insulin is don't get comfortable
It's the
because
most
if something
powerful
happens,
hormone in the human body, in my opinion. I think it's something that you just
yeah,
don't want to be like you said, don't be too comfortable. Like you need to
yeah.
take that very seriously. because it's powerful as fuck.
So you're gonna ask me something about my bodybuilding
Yeah, so I guess, by the
journey.
way, what age are you?
I'm 28,
You're 28. Okay. I'm pretty sure you where do you train at the moment?
the warehouse gym in Merview.
You used to train in Planet
I did, yeah.
like 6 years ago,
Uh, I'd say 3 years ago, yeah, 3, 4 years ago,
3, 4 years ago.
just before COVID.
Yeah, I remember seeing you in Planet when I was younger. So I was like 20, 21, and
Okay.
I remember seeing it. I was like, whoa, this dude's jacked. And I actually remember it being you as well. This is kind of funny how that works. I just remember seeing you because I was kind of just really getting into the whole scene and stuff. And I saw you and I was like, wow, I wanna look like that one day. You know,
You don't want to.
and
Is that what you
just
said?
a funny thing to know. It's just a funny thing to know. I don't think you knew that, but I just remember seeing you. Yeah, you were one of the big dudes.
No, you said you don't want to look like me. Is that what you
I
said?
do. No, I do.
Oh,
You're too
wait, wait.
muscular, man.
How old are you?
24.
Okay, you're 24. All
Yeah.
right, so I'm 4 years older. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, no, yeah. I I guess I'm like when I'm training, bro, and like this is the thing people like most people don't understand. I'm in the zone. And so it's not that I'm grumpy or mad at life. It's just I'm at war in my with myself. Like inside of like in here, it's like it's me in the weights, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get in such a zone that sometimes I feel like I intimidate people without wanting to, and so like that makes me unapproachable. And Connor tells me this all the time, like you need to talk to people. You need to be a lot more. When I'm training, I can't do that. Maybe it's something that in a few years down the line, I'll be able to do it,
Yeah.
with maturity and everything.
Yeah.
But and it's something that I've started to work on, outside of the gym at least, just smile a bit more, how like just ask people how they're doing, you know, those little things, believe it or not, it makes the difference in people's lives. I once I was at work and I asked someone there, like, how are you? Like she always asks like everyone, how are you? How are you? This time I was like, what about you? How are you?
Mm.
And she's like, oh, thank you for asking. So it's something that I'm definitely working on right now. But I don't know where I'm trying to get is I don't know who's around me, because if I start,
You're so focused on the task at hand.
yeah, and I'm afraid of becoming too friendly to the point where people just start uh they just want to start to talk while I'm training, and afraid of being interrupted over and over and over again. That
Yeah.
now my workout is kind of compromised because of that.
100%. Yeah. So I will kind of tell you what I do. So I love socializing. I love people. I just can chat to people all day, and I also uh I will get very distracted very easily. So I have ADHD. So when someone's like talking to me, I'll end up going off on a tangent. I'll just end up, it'll be like fucking 30 minutes. So what I do now is I keep a fine line between the two. If I am too busy with my training and someone's talking to me, they'll ask, "Hey Harry, what's going on? Is there any crack? No, just training." And I'll just say, "Yeah, you," and they'll say, "Well, oh, yeah, training." I was like, "Cool, nice, nice. Look, I'm short on time here, so I'm just gonna get my workout done. I'll talk to you later." Boom. They won't bother me then. So it's kind of like just tell people you are busy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like when you can talk, engage in conversation, and when you can't, just say that you can't. And I think people don't really get offended by that because I think like people think that being direct is offensive, but I think a lot of people find it kind of refreshing because there's no like guessing when people are chatting to you and it seems like, oh, do they want to actually talk to me or not or anything like that. It's like, well, either they
yeah,
want to talk to you or I don't, but you're gonna
yeah,
know. So I think just being direct and honest, but being approachable is the way to go. But at the end of the day, you're in the gym, you're there for yourself. If you don't want to talk to anyone, you don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a guy posted a thread once where he said he denied someone a spot for like this dude apparently he asked him 4 times already and on the fifth time he was like, no, look, I'm busy now. I gotta train. And a lot of people just went at him, you know. And I said, look, if he asked you, there's a 50-50% chance of getting a yes or no. I don't think it's something bad, you know, and besides there's personal trainers there to help as well.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so like I don't think yeah, like you're definitely right. Like people get offended by so little right now, like these days, you know, it's crazy. But
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, kind of well related but also unrelated is, do you plan? So you're bulking now, or you're gaining? I don't like the word bulking; is so fucking thrown around these days. But I'm not being pedantic. You're gaining. You're getting huge. You're getting jacked. Do you plan on competing soon?
mm, mm, not
No.
soon. No, right now I'm at a point in my life where um it's like you said, bodybuilding is just so selfish, and I've been selfish for many, many years. You know, since I
Mm.
started, I've always prioritized myself over my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and what you said about enjoying the little things, I'll give you an example. Like
Go for it.
last year, it was our wedding anniversary, and my wife, she loves fun fairs. She loves rides, and
Can I ask how
all
long
of
you've been
these.
married for?
6 years now.
Oh wow! You got
Yeah.
married young.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was 22.
Mm.
I was 22.
Nice.
Um, and so like she loves like what you call them like rides and stuff like that, you know, like and there's one in Spain that well, there's a few in Spain, but there was this one in particular where she was like, Francisco, we gotta go. It's the one in near Barcelona. Well, I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And her brother, he's a um, UN soldier, United Nations soldier,
Mm.
right? So he was doing a mission in Africa, down in Africa. He came up to Spain, and she said, "Do you want to go to this fair with my brother and I? You know, it's going to be our wedding anniversary and everything." And I said, "No, because I'm on prep. So if you want, you go with your brother, have fun, and because I got to do this, you know." And she was like, "Yeah, no, look, fair play." Like my wife, the thing about my wife, and that I'm grateful to God every single day is she is so supportive, just like yours, um, to the point where when we first met and got together, I told her, "Look, this is who I am. This is what I do. It's a very selfish sport. Are you sure that you want to be with me?" And she was like, "Well, let's give it a try." So I laid everything,
Well,
you
that's
know.
that's good that you did that because you're honest and there's nothing you're hiding
Yeah,
there, and you're not
look,
like saying, "Hey, like let's go on dates," and then she starts like falling in love,
yeah,
and then like fucking propose, she says yes, and then 3 months later, like, "Hey, well, I'm actually gonna go on a prep," and not like we're not like
yeah,
I'm not having any type of fun with you for the next like fucking 4 months.
yeah. So I laid everything to her. I showed her the whole thing. I painted the whole picture. I said, "Look, this is what I am. This is what I do, and I'm not willing to give this up." And she's like, "Yeah, no, cool. Let's give it a try." And it worked, and it's working.
Yeah.
Um, but after this last cut, I just wasn't enjoying anymore. You know, I was seeing
Mm-hmm.
everything as like I don't know. I was trying to impress other people rather than or trying to prove a point rather than just doing it for me. So I was doing everything for the wrong reasons. And so
Yeah.
I say like I tell people like today I don't want to compete. and we've spoken about this. There's plenty other ways of making money in this sport and living off of this sport that I don't think you literally killing yourself for a plastic trophy is the answer.
Yeah, I completely agree.
When I can do what I'm doing today and what I'm building today, which is connections and reaching out to, well, I have people reaching out to me and asking me like, how do I do this? Like, what's, I much like I'd much rather guide people into
Mm,
doing what's the right thing to do.
yeah.
And if they want to play with anabolics, man, come to me. I'm gonna help you in the best way possible because I've got all of this information right here that I can just share rather
And
than
that's a
keeping it
fucking
to
powerful
myself.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like and yesterday I've had like three guys coming to me say, bro, like we're so blessed to have you. Like I'm part of this community, like the Iron Pharma community, where
Yeah.
this is not me trying to um I don't know what do they call it, shame plug or shameless plug or
Shameless
whatever.
plug. Shameless
Yeah,
plug. Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that, but I'm part of this community where it's like a lot of people that are playing this game or are starting to play right now, and they're like, we're so grateful to have someone like you in the group that's always willing to help, and I feel like that's what I want to do. I want to influence people and be a good influencer rather than, like yesterday's video, I put it all out there. Look, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm taking, and I'm only saying this because I want to be honest and I want to show you that all of this stuff that we're doing, the insulin and the testosterone, it is part of the game. It's not something that you can sugarcoat. It's not something that you can just try and hide
Mm.
because I think you'll become so much more if you just put it out there and try to educate than trying to live a lie and show something that or someone that you're not.
There's no fulfillment in that though either, is there?
No, but you've
There's
seen
none.
plenty of times. You've seen like a lot of guys saying like, "Oh no, like I don't do this or I don't do that," and I
Simeon
feel like
Panda,
there's a lot
Michael
of
Hearn, fucking who else do we have?
yeah, man. There, I feel like there's it's still in America at least, and I'm not sure about Europe, but it's taboo, right? It's like people are afraid of talking about it, and the more you try to hide it, the worse it gets because then you see I've had guys texting me, look, I'm doing 1,000 milligrams of testosterone a week, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing,
Yeah,
like
like you need to eat a fucking chicken breast, bro. Like,
what are you doing? Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm doing 1,000 and I'm gonna start 300 of Tren, and I'm like, stop.
What's your
That's
what's your take on Tren?
it's like it's a love and hate relationship. Like
Mm.
I love it for what you get, but I
And
also
you hate it for
hate
what
it.
you have to give.
Yeah, like the best way that I put it to people is the stronger the drug, the more results you will get, but also the more side effects you will get out of it.
Yeah, you're playing the game, you're paying the price.
Oh yeah, no. Yes, you will look sick. You will look like um shredded to the bone and your skin texture, everything. You'll just look so grainy. It's amazing, but you just don't feel amazing. Like so what's the point? What's the point of
Yeah.
looking that way if you come say hi to me and I tell you to fuck off? Like, what's the point?
Okay, yeah, look, I'm going to take a hot take here, and I personally, I, I like how it makes me feel.
Okay.
I kind of get now. I do get a bit jealous. That's one thing that happens, but I just kind of feel a bit romantic, really empathetic.
When you say jealous, is it because you're jealous by nature and it just
No, no, I'm
intensifies?
not at all. I couldn't give a fiddler's. I don't care. I think it's just you. it's like competitiveness is just like real.
Okay.
It's like so strong. It's like the like societal like fucking I don't know, like hierarchy between you and other men. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way. But I think yeah, yeah, it just makes me jealous. Like, I don't get the crazy shit where you think like your girlfriend's fucking like cheating on like with like five different dudes or something crazy. But you like if they're like chatting to like someone behind the till at the shop and you're there, and you're like, look at this guy. Who the fuck does he think he is? You know what I mean? Like, what's he doing? Who's he talking
That is
to?
true.
But it's not that bad. But to be honest with you, it doesn't affect me too much mentally. But I'll tell you what I think it is. I think one is you're cutting, so you're hungry, you're tired, you're probably not sleeping the best because trends in there. And like you're like it doesn't matter what's in you if nothing's in you, you're gonna be an asshole anyways, tired, cranky, hungry, right? But also there, I think a huge part of it is estrogen control when you're on it. I think for me, the biggest thing that plays a role in how I feel and like everything is estrogen, and I think
Estrogen. Yeah.
people mismanage it on trend because a lot of the time it comes up as estrogen on blood tests as well. So you kind of have to like play it by ear and like go by how you feel. And I think people will say, "Oh, this trend has me like feeling like shit," but it's probably because your estrogen's either like in the fucking gutter because you're taking a milligram of Arimidex a day. Do you know what I mean? Like that's good. That's probably why you feel like shit.
I just become quiet.
Oh,
I
interesting.
I don't talk a lot. Yeah. But again,
Oh,
it's I think it's also because of the deficit. Um,
dude, have you ever done? Have you ever used a little bit when bulking?
I've used it before and all I got was a puffy nipple.
How much were you using?
Just minimum. I think I was doing, man, this was 3 years ago. I think I was doing 300 megs of enanthate, Tren E.
I would encourage you to try to try like 100 mgs, 100 to 140 or 70 to 140 a week when bulking. It's what I've done in the past and it was like amazing. Now, whenever I go above 140, I get heartburn. So
But
it
what
didn't
sort
make
of
sense because my
what
appetite
can you what can you expect from Tren in the off season?
increased neural drive. So you work out like increased strength. So like there's not, there is the like down regulation of the glucocorticoid receptor, but that's not a huge deal when you're like not in a deficit and stuff. But nutrient partitioning is obviously a huge one. But there's like neural drive. Like you're in the gym and you just really want to train hard. And when you have the energy to like fuck shit up every time you're in that gym, like clockwork,
Oh yeah.
this stimulus is stronger. You're gonna fucking grow. The only stimulus you're giving for training for growing is the lifting of the weights, right? And then you've got the muscle building pathways that get activated, like mTOR and stuff like that when you eat food and you're taking anabolics and stuff like that. But without the stimulus, those anabolic pathways don't really have much effects, right? There's a synergy. So when you can take something that increases your performance in the gym and like it benefits hypertrophy, that is almost as good as something that can like increase like the rate of like protein expression or muscle protein synthesis, in my opinion. Do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think that 70 milligrams of Tren is like is the same as 70 milligrams of Tren with HGH and everything in between, or because it's different? Like,
Yeah,
as in,
I
like,
get
you
what
can
you're
take the most.
saying.
I think you can take the most out of those 70 milligrams if you're running HGH with it. And then,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, and just right, like the food partitioning part as well,
Mm-hmm.
because HGH and insulin in itself, they have that component as well. Um, but I don't know, like I'm afraid of doing it. Like I don't know. Before, if I was 24, bro, I'd be like, yeah, give me that trend, bro. Let's do
Man,
it.
that was me until I had a baby, and I'm like, well, hold on a minute, like
Yeah,
I gotta stay healthy and stuff, and
let me put things on the scale, and
I know
I
it's like,
know.
oh, what's the most I can get away with without like risking a fucking
Yeah.
stroke? But
Because one of the things that I preach the most is longevity in the sport, right? And I don't know if 70 milligrams is going to do a lot of harm in that regard. But we're also talking about a drug that's 5 to 9 times stronger than normal testosterone, right? Than just, I mean, normal, like just testosterone. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's yeah, you're making a good point, and I think the negatives are it's genetics. There's people, dude, there's people that can run like loads of tren and like they won't get many side effects, like their sleep won't be disrupted a lot and stuff like that. But then they run like Winstrol and they're a fucking mess. Their blood pressure's through the roof and they can't train because their knees are breaking in bits and they're so cranky and they're
Yeah.
not sleeping. You know, because everyone's different and trying what works for you is the best thing to do. But I don't think it needs to be ran as high as people run it. Like I hear people running at even anything over like 350, I think is insane. Like I did 140 and I went up to 175. Got a bit of heartburn. I was like, well, I can't really fucking eat. I was trying to grow at the time. So I was like, I'm gonna bring it back down. And then I stopped it soon after because it's kind of towards the end, anyways. But I it also keeps you. I think it keeps you lean on a bulk as well. You know, I think that extra thermic effect you get from food, and I think it gives you energy. So like NEAT is higher. You know, you're lifting more in the gym, so there's more energy expenditure there, and you know, I think it just it's like a little like it's like damage control in a bulk for me. It helps me ensure that the everything's being used to build muscle. Fat gain's minimal. But funny not tip, but funny thing for you as well is I did Tren last year. 2 days later, I got up and ran a half marathon, or 3 days later, with
Half
no
a marathon.
practice.
No practice.
No practice.
How heavy were you?
Mid 80s. It was,
Okay.
it was like, I was just doing a cut, and I was wanting to get shredded. It was like a year or two ago, and I just got up and I just did a half marathon. I was like, I saw
Okay.
someone doing. I was like, I'm gonna do that. I was like, I'm doing that. So I got up. It's on my story. It's on my Instagram like highlight reel, and I was just like I did it in these fucking shitty shoes. My feet were like fucked in blisters for like 2 weeks. I couldn't like walk properly for like 2 days because they were so fucked up. And
Just put
yeah,
on you just
I
put on some David Goggins. Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
it was like what the fuck. And people talk about it being cardiotoxic and stuff like that, like and shit. But no, it was like 3 days in. But I think that you can offset a lot of that stuff if you look after yourself. Take your supplements, right? Take your NAC, your CoQ10, your six bergamot, take all that shit, and like take your fish oils. Do your fucking cardio. And like if you're not sleeping and stuff, then you got to take it back because you're fucking yourself.
Yes. Do you follow bodybuilding?
I'm currently following the Tampa Pro.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Keon. So you know Keon.
Yeah, Keon Pearson. Yeah.
He mentioned something about um, those assault bikes.
Mm.
He started doing those assault bikes during the off season as well. And when you start reading in between the lines and you're like, something tells me that you're doing Tren in the off season, because they don't tell you anything.
No,
So
no.
I'm like, so he's like, yeah, yeah, I'm doing cardio, and then I do the assault bike 2 to 3 days within the week, and I'm like, you're doing the assault bike, the assault bike 2 to 3
Why?
days.
There's nothing for him to
Why are
benefit
you
from
doing this
that.
assault? And I'm like, something smells fishy here. So
Yeah.
I just start adding shit together. I'm like, maybe he's doing that because he's trying to offset some of the stuff that Trent can do to your cardiovascular system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, all right. Um,
But the
so yeah,
assault bike
I
does
mean,
fuck you up though.
sorry,
The assault bike does fuck you up though.
I've never done it. Yeah, I'm not a
Oh man,
cardio. I'm not a
it's horrible. It's so horrible.
I'm not an endurance guy, man.
At
Like,
all.
put me on a stairmaster. I'll do the stairmaster for as long as you want. But running, assault bikes, uh,
Rower
skipping rope,
skis.
rower, forget it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, bro. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm not a big fan of them, but I like how they make me feel. And if you want to be humbled and be like, when I'm bulking and stuff, like especially now, I'm like trying to like incorporate them when I can because it's like when you do that shit and you're like fucking about to get sick because you're short of breath, you're like, oh shit. Like my condition. But I think doing stuff like that for me, it just makes me feel good. It also just it helps me stay like metabolically healthy when bulking. Like especially now because my weight's jumping up pretty quick. I'm closing in on 100, which is a lot for my height, and I think for my composition, it's not bad. But
You're
I'm
looking
like,
great. I've seen the pictures.
thank you.
You're
Yeah.
looking great. Do you have anything? Do you have anything on your Insta?
Oh shit. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna check my phone here. I don't
I
think.
got your Insta here.
Yeah, I'm gonna see here. Let's see. What do we have? Is I don't. Let me see. I might add something to
You do have
hold on.
a cutting one here. No, where did I see it? Was it your stories? I saw this.
I don't know what I do be thinking, man.
That was fun, yeah.
Hold on. Let's
No,
see.
it's not
Let's see.
here.
I'll see if I might have something that I can add here really quick. Hold on. Yeah, but what I was saying was I just feel that I I'll post that there. So in the highlight, if you go to the training one, it should be there. You might need to refresh my account.
Yeah.
So it should be the most recent one. So if you go through to training, oh yeah, the first one there because I just posted in it. So that was ages ago.
Can I move this bar? Yeah, I can.
So if you go all the way down, you can
Yeah,
skip past all those.
this is Planet, right?
Yeah.
The Planet Changing Room. Yeah.
Yes, you can skip past all those. They're from like 2 years ago. So I haven't posted in ages. Yeah, so that was me. Now that was after Chinese a cheat meal. So I was a bit watery.
Man, you look great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. My focus is my legs because I want to make sure I keep that X frame and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of a quad sweep, isn't it? What you're looking for right now.
Yeah, more of a quad sweep and also my posterior chain, so like my hamstrings and glutes. Now my glutes are fine. When even I was fucking like 15, I always had a fucking big arse for some reason, but hamstrings I want to bring up because on a back double, I feel like when your hamstrings aren't developed enough, you have your back double, my back, I've got a pretty good back, but then it comes down to my legs. And if you don't have that development there, it just looks like two fucking straight lines. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, unfortunately, because I'm going through the same as well. Man, I'm hitting them. I'm hitting them so hard, but I find it hard to have them come out. I don't know. Yesterday let me see if I can find it here. I recorded something and I was quite happy with what I saw, but I think it's a posing issue. I'm not sure. Let me
Oh,
see if I can.
sorry. Do you ever do
I caught.
RDLs on the Smith machine?
Sorry.
Do you ever do RDLs on the Smith machine?
Uh, the warehouse ones, they're not the best, to be honest.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I found a thing here. By the way, let me just, yeah, the Smith machines at the warehouse gym, they're not the best. They don't give you the best range of motion. And so I'm like, no, I'll just do free bar. So can you see
Give it a
that
sec. Okay, show me.
there?
When was this?
Yesterday.
Your
That
legs,
was
your
yesterday.
legs look really big, you know?
So like,
You can see
I,
you've got a good dip in the hamstring though. You know, when you have that, you know it's there.
yeah, that's the thing. When I hit the side chest, for some reason I cannot get that to come out. Um, but I want them
Are you
to
pressing your knee into your inner thigh?
here. See, like maybe it's a lighting issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not twisting my leg enough
Yeah, well, dude, your legs are pretty fucking big. So I think, okay, so two things. Are you pushing, see your left leg, are you pushing that into your inner thigh of your right leg? Ah?
I think I am.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know I'm sure you know, but I think turn
Like I
off.
feel it. I feel it, you know. I can feel the like when we do with biceps, right? When you get your bicep to, you know, on a side chest to like go against your torso, and it's the exact same thing with the hamstring, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, once I start twisting my body, maybe it's a mobility issue where I'm not able to keep the knee facing out or in,
Oh,
then I
yeah.
start twisting. You get what I'm saying?
I know
Like,
exactly what you're saying.
I think that's the posing issue that I'm getting. I don't know. And then from the back, there's just, well, it's the off season, so you can't see much of your hamstring in the off season, anyways.
True.
It's just, you know. So the main exercises, man. Training is very simple. SLDLs, um, lying leg curl, seated leg curl, and for hamstrings, well, that's pretty much it. Like for direct stimulus on your hamstrings, that's pretty much it. But the thing that I like to do is on my leg day, I'm going to do an SLDL. And then on my back and hamstring day, I'm going to do a Romanian deadlift. So
Yes. Yeah.
I'm changing like stimulus. Um, and then what I do is leg day, I'm going to start with a seated leg curl. And then back and hamstrings day, I'll start with a lying leg curl. And then
Pre-exhaust
I'll just,
hamstring
yeah,
and
yeah,
prime it. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm doing. And sometimes, like, it's not that you're doing something wrong, it's just that you need more time
Dude, yeah, I think like how long have you been focusing on them heavily for?
since I started trading.
It's been 10 years and I still can't see them.
It's been a year, bro. It's just not growing. And they keep telling me patience.
You just need 70 milligrams of Tren, man. But yeah, no, dude. I mean, like, if you're focusing on the way I see it is like I'm doing the exact same thing. My main focus right now are my hamstrings. I'm the exact fucking same. And the way I'm looking at it is I'm training, they're my focus in my training. My weight is going up, and my strength in hamstring focused movements is going up. So I'm gonna just count on that and say, all right, it's working.
It's moving to the right places.
Yeah, and then
That's
it's just doing that for as long as I can, really,
I'm the same. Like whenever I look at my progress pictures, it's like the weight's moving up. I'm getting stronger. Well, right now it's I've noticed that it's becoming to get like I'm starting to struggle to progress, but that's totally normal. I feel like, you know, when you're in the off season, the very first time you start a training program, like it's very easy to see progress, right? But then it gets to a point where things aren't happening at the same rate, right? So
Yeah.
to get that extra rep, I mean, I'll give you an example. It's much easier to just give you an example. So like the pull down, for instance, I'm doing 114 kilograms. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but
Dude, that's two. So we 114 two is 228. So 240.8, I think, or 250.8.
something around some.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's 251 actually. 251. Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
I
It's
think it's
251.
exactly 250.8. No? Yeah, let me
It's
see. I want
two.
to see if
It's
I got this right.
251, bro.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
251.7. I'll give you the point
114 x
7.
2, 2.2. 250.8.
Is it? Okay, you're
Yeah,
right.
I was gonna maths
Well,
dudes in
so
fucking
I'm
school and
doing
shit.
that. I'm doing that on a pull down, right? And so what I've noticed is sometimes it takes me 2 to 3 sessions to move an extra rep, right? So you really got to be like very patient at this point. And if things aren't moving, well, let's
Mhm.
say like my body weight's been pretty much the same. my weights, my lifts are pretty much the same.
Mm.
It means that I need to change something. So I either up the food based on the way I look. Am I looking good to increase food a tad bit more?
Can you afford a bit of potential body fat gain? Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I'm looking soft, okay, maybe it's time to move gear up as well. Like, like there's
Throw in a bit of
because
mass, harden you up, get some neural drive in
yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah. And so that's what I've been doing with Connor lately. It's like I've been sitting at 250, 114 for the last month or so. 3 weeks ago, we moved gear up
Can I ask what you're
because I was
stacking?
starting to get
You gonna drop
because
your
I
stats?
was sorry.
What's your what are you running?
I'm doing 700 bold, 700 tests, and then sorry, 700 bold, 700 tests, 4 IUs of GH, T4, so 100 micrograms of T4,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. That's it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very simple, very like straightforward. You don't need more than that, right? Um, but we went from 400 of bold to 700 of bold 3 weeks ago. So
Can I ask, did you up your test with that?
no, we kept it
And
the same.
does Boldenone, you know that Boldenone has like anti-estrogenic properties, right?
Yeah, E1, E2. Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, estrone and estradiol. So did increasing the Boldenone drop you into low E2 territory at all, or
I was starting to feel my nipple before bold, and no, actually, once I've implemented bold, we were doing Mastron. We're doing Mastron, and then we ran out, and we're like, okay, so what do we do now? He's like, well, we can use bold, uh, or what's the other EQ? So you have bold, and you have um, so you have equipoise, and you have what's the other one?
Boldenone cypionate. You know what the esters? Like, equipoise
Yeah,
is Boldenone undecanoate, I think, or
yeah,
undecanoate.
no,
I forget how
no,
to
yeah,
pronounce
you're
it.
right.
And then
But there's
the other
another
one,
one.
Boldenone cypionate.
There's another one, and I said I don't want to do that other one. I want EQ. I want to do
Okay.
EQ. Right. So he said, okay, so let's do instead of 300 of mass, let's
Sorry,
do
were you thinking of DHB there?
yes, DHB. I said I don't want DHB. I don't want that because Vigorous Steve said something about it, and I'm like, he said like it's horrible, and I'm like, nah, let's take that out. I'm not doing it. So, um, so we swapped Masteron for Boldenon for that exact reason, right?
Okay.
Estrogen control and everything. And I started feeling my nipple. Now it's only this side here, right?
Mm.
And that's possible. Like both. It doesn't. Once you start feeling your nipples, like you don't necessarily have to feel both of them. It could be just one side or the other,
Mine's always my
and
left.
that's yeah. This is my right. So,
Yeah.
um, and he says, and I told him, look, I'm feeling my nipple, and Connor noticed as well through the pictures. He said, why is your nipple getting a bit
Coffee.
puffy there? I was like, oh, I don't know. I think it's just water retention from the bulk. And he says, no, we got to do something about it. So he gave me the options, tamoxifen or uh, uh, an aromatase inhibitor. And I said, can we go with tamoxifen and see how that plays out? It's working wonderfully. So like I've been on tamoxifen 20 milligrams per day for the last 6 weeks or so.
Okay, nice.
Um, and it reduced like substantially. Like there's nothing here, literally. Like it's all
No,
good.
no, 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 no,
Like
no.
it's all good. We managed to reverse because tamoxifen is great because of that. You can reverse. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't really like to tank my estrogen. It's if there's something
It's
that I hate.
it's horrible.
It's horrible. And you know Connor, he's like, okay, let's result. Let's go.
Man, when I tank my estrogen, I get like derealization and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like I feel like I'm in like a dream and it's like you cannot function.
Imagine like you're bulking, lifting heavy weights. You have no you have yeah, you have no estrogen whatsoever. And
But you know what? You
and
can't eat. Food makes me nauseous. Food makes me
yeah,
want to get sick.
nah. So yeah, we've been doing that. Um so after we bumped up the once we've bumped up the dosages, my body literally got drier. So
Yeah.
I was the same weight, but a much better look, a much drier look.
Pulling the water intramuscularly, taking it out of the skin.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed an increase in strength. So my logs, they flew for the last like 2 weeks or so,
Amazing.
but then it's becoming stagnant again. So I'm like, okay, so we need to increase food then. And something that we've talked about before was using orals in the off season, and I don't like it. For me, the off season is just about food and trying to take the most out of the least.
Yeah.
Um, so like I just like to go, especially me, because I can eat and I can eat a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you
if you
can.
can give me so if you can give me more food and if we're looking good, then let's go with that. So we'll see. Like we've upped food yesterday, so I'm eating close to 6,000 calories now. Well,
Wow.
I'm pretty much eating close to 5,950 calories.
Oh
I'm
man,
eating,
you gotta like throw a fucking bit of ketchup on something.
bro.
Get that up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm literally eating the 6K, right? So we'll see how that plays out. I told him like let's see if we can get a very clean 116 kilograms.
Yeah.
So 260 pounds ish. And he's like he feels confident about it. And this is this is what I love, bro. It's like this is the
Yeah.
stuff you can't like look. I've had guys asking me like, why don't you compete? Like you look like an athlete. And bro, it's not about the stage, like,
Dude, I'm gonna hot take, but the stage is the least appealing thing to me out of everything to do with this.
oh bro. Yeah. Yeah.
I just like the feeling of like lifting fucking weights, getting strong, getting big. I don't really I will do it at some point, but I'm not too I don't like I watch people compete. I watch through the Tampa Pro and seeing who's competing and but it's not something to look like, oh my God, that needs to be me. I have to like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
No,
embedded in me.
100%. Like, and I feel like that's exactly how I feel like it. It's when you do something, I think that's where you're able to separate the people that do it for they do this temporarily
Yeah.
because the stage is temporary. It's not you're not going to compete for the rest of your life. If you think you're going to be 40, 45, 50 years old and still be able to compete at a very high level, like don't get me wrong, there's athletes that can obviously do it, but that's the difference between the Leela Bradas of today that are 60 years old, 65, and they're looking shredded.
Hmm.
They're looking sick because for them, competing was just the cherry on top of the cake, was part of the lifestyle. It wasn't the lifestyle, right? And I think that's what I like. That's what I love. It's the lifestyle in itself, right? So if like that's why I said like if one day I'm like if tomorrow I'm like look I feel like competing and stepping on stage, I'll do it. But it's not my main focus, you
What's
know.
your main focus right now?
Helping, helping is my main focus.
Hmm. Yeah.
I feel like there's still a lot. Like I can still learn a lot.
There's always room to
And
learn.
there's
Everyone can always learn.
always and that's also why I started this because it's just a way of giving back to people, everything that we've learned. And I want to build a community. I want to build a legacy, I guess, where people look at me and, the day I die, they'll be like, this guy changed my life, literally. So I think
It's really
for
cool, man.
me, yeah, for me, I think that's my main purpose right now. And that's how I see success. I know people have different definitions of what success is in their lives, but for me, that's what it is. It's being able to change people's lives in a positive way.
Yeah.
And now I ask you, what do you want to get out of bodybuilding?
Wow. Wow. What do I want to get out of it? Fuck, dude. It's a really good question. Well, I coach people.
I'm a deep thinker, bro. And I
Huh?
don't smoke weed. I don't smoke weed.
Well,
Imagine
thank
if I
God you
did.
don't, man. I couldn't imagine the type of questions you'd be asking me if you did. Uh, no, I like these questions, thought-provoking questions. What do I want to get out of bodybuilding? I want to just show myself what I can achieve and like what I'm capable of. I want to build a fantastic physique and achieve great feats of strength just because it's just simply something I love to do. I
You
like
want
it.
to be
It's
you want to be the modern day Franco Colombo.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I just want to yeah, you see he was a freak, man. He was so fucking strong. But I just want to be like the best physical fucking version of myself possible, and I just want to achieve cool shit. And bodybuilding's a way of doing that, and it's like a channel in which I can do a lot of cool things. But I also want to help people too, right? Like I want to build a continue building my coaching business and just like be helping people. When you help someone lose weight and they're like, I'm like a completely different person, and you're like, that
Yeah,
is like such a fucking powerful thing. That is so cool, and it's like bodybuilding, training, and nutrition. It's the love for that that allows me to do that for other people. So they go
it's
hand in hand,
something. It's
even if
definitely
they don't
something
bodybuild.
money. It's something money can't buy.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. No, it's fulfillment. It's
Yeah,
fulfillment. But and with that money will follow. But the passion there is just helping people just become the best versions of themselves. That's what everyone wants that in life. Everyone wants to be the best them they can be. They want to look back and be like, oh, thank God I'm so glad I like took him on board or took him as my coach because I'm a completely different person and my life is completely different. Like I'm not 50 years old, like about to have a stroke anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna live longer. My kids are gonna see me grow up because I was shown a different definition of living or a different way of living and how to look after myself. And that's pretty fucking cool.
I love that, man.
Mm.
So we got to come up with a name for this. We
I was
gotta.
thinking it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Let's call it's a life it's the life or it's a lifestyle podcast or something like that.
The lifestyle podcast. I was thinking the muscle unit.
Now
The muscle unit podcast.
fucking Jews,
I want.
I don't know, something. No, I think something like that. Like I think the kind of preface of I think what the kind of way in which we're gonna go with this is we're talking about lifting, training, nutrition, bodybuilding, but not in the way that everyone else does it. Everyone else talks about competing, stepping on stage, stuff like that. I kind of think our approach here is just more like living the life and doing the bits of it that you can, day to day, like going like eating your fucking meals and weighing your fucking food and like doing your training and with what
Yeah,
we just spoke on. But it's not consuming your life. And I think a title that represents that would be pretty cool. So maybe something like, whatever you think.
I
That's
like
kind
that.
of where
No,
what
no,
I think.
I like it. It's a lifestyle podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that, I guess. And we can also talk about the competitions that are going on because I follow them. I follow Tampa. I follow
What did you think of
the
Quinton?
elite pros. Oh, Quinton, he impressed. He
What the
showed up.
fuck?
Like, and Jordan. I was
Yes.
like, whoa. Like
Yeah.
I had Jordan fourth, fifth, maybe. like I'm not gonna lie, I thought Bruno was going to take the win
I
before
wanted to see.
before
I really want to see John Jewett do really well because I love following him for
and
information.
John. The thing is, John plays with conditioning, right? So that's his card, and um,
He was very well
but
conditioned.
he was, but he's not tall enough against these guys.
No, but I
So
think
like,
that's just being unlucky with the lineup because if he was up against, people that are like the height of like Derek Lunsford or Harry
no, yeah,
Tupan, you know what I mean? It
I
might be a bit
agree.
different.
I agree, and that's why you can always have a discussion about this because like it's like John Jewett proved himself against William a few years ago, and
Yeah.
William is a big lad. He's tall. He's got pounds and pounds and pounds of muscle, and John still managed to come second in that competition, if I'm not wrong, against a guy that's very heavy. So that
Mm,
shows a lot. That in itself tells us that it's not just about how much muscle you have. It's about the pretty physique as well. And John has that. Now, when you're talking about a lineup where Bruno doesn't he doesn't miss as well,
true.
like conditioning wise. Bruno's big. Then you have John De La Rosa. Man, that guy, I had him second, fighting
The
for
line it was the
first.
most ridiculous lineup I've ever
It was
seen.
it was crazy, man. The lineup was crazy. The lineup was it's like out of this world.
Yeah,
You
but
literally had
go on.
top. You literally had from top 10 to top 15 Olympians there. Like,
Yeah, like it was ridiculous. But to go off what you were saying though is when you then look at Quentin and you see that like his waist looks smaller than John's. He's taller, bigger, smaller waist. Proportions just look better. The flow, there's just more flow to his physique.
yeah,
Yeah, John might be fucking harder, but everything else,
yeah. But I think like when you're trying to predict a show, you usually go with past showings, right? So what these athletes have shown us before, and
yeah,
Quinton wasn't very how do you say it? Like he's not like a John Jewett where John, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, he always shows up looking good.
true.
Quinton had, yeah, like Quinton last year had a very bad showing with Matt Jensen, and then he shows up
Oh, I heard of that
and
actually. I heard
he
about that.
redeems himself. So like he doesn't like there's no he's very inconsistent in the way he shows up, right? And that's why you'll naturally put him fifth, sixth, potentially seventh, right? Where then you have guys that they're very high leveled and very skilled and they don't miss their peak, like John Jewett,
Never, yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. But they're also extremely intelligent people.
oh no, yeah, 100%, 100%. Now Jordan, like I said, like for the past 2 years, I think we first saw him in I want to say Texas. I'm not sure. I think it was Texas, um, where he competed against Hunter and Andrew Jack. And I think
Oh, I
Jordan came out.
remember that, I think.
You remember that? Jordan
Yeah,
came out fourth or fifth, and I think that
yeah.
was his first pro show. I think it was his debut. Man, talk about a curve, like a transformation curve where he goes from like 2 years ago to now winning first and being qualified to the Olympia. It's crazy.
That's just with that you're just seeing the journey of someone that wants to get to the top. That's all you're seeing.
Yeah, and he's got a beautiful shape as well.
Really?
It's got yeah, Jordan, don't you think?
Got a beautiful witch?
Shape.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, but yeah, it was definitely a good show. Um, so shall we wrap this up then?
I think
Shall we
so.
make this? Shall we make this our Sunday morning
Sunday morning coffee. Yeah.
coffee, bodybuilding and coffee?
Yeah, that's actually not a bad name either.
It's not. No. All right, bro. Look, thank you very much for coming and accepting my invite to become part of this.
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh man, I loved it too.
I had a very good time.
Uh, it was the first one, so like, let's see. Like, I think I made a mistake at the start where the view wasn't like it is right now. I don't know how you're like you're on my right hand side here.
What you could do though is, or if you want, I could do it for you as well. Is if you want to post it like this, just go on CapCut or something, get two clips that are the exact same clip, and then just crop out one clip so that it's just you, it's just your square. Put it on top, and then crop out the other clip, which is the exact same one, but it's just we crop out everything else but me, and then just put the two clips above and below each other. Does that make sense? Wait, I can't hear you. Hold on. One sec. Hold on.
And
I can't
just
hear you.
look, I could just post it like this and say, guys, first podcast. Don't
These are the errors you should expect.
don't
Yeah,
don't
yeah, for
don't
sure.
kill us. Yeah, like that's what it is. Like, it's the first time. So I think it went great. And to be honest, like um I was kind of nervous, which is completely normal.
You're always going to be
But
nervous about doing something they haven't done before.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I loved it, man. I loved it.
I thought it was so fun. Yeah, I
It
could have
was fun.
talked all day. It's like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, shit, I need to work.
Yeah. All right, bro. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna take care of the behind the scenes stuff, you know. And then, yeah, I'll talk to you soon then.
Okay, dude, absolutely. Have an amazing day.
Likewise, bro. I'm gonna do my cardio now.
Have a terrible day.
My stairs. See you, bro.
See you later, man.
See you.